I just wanted to show you what I've done so far with my model. All I've got to do is just show you the flaps and the timer and proportional throttle all in one segment with my new radio. It's actually the old radio. It's just got a brand new firmware. So it's a ER9X and the pilot there is Brian. It says the throttle switch warning. So get that switch. What we got is with the battery disconnected, I'm going to just show you what happens with the timer. This particular 2600 milliamp LiPo, full throttle, I ran these motors for over 15 minutes. And so that was with props on and no flight load, just full blast with the model in its position restraint. If you look, your traditional timer, you can change it on this new firmware. All it is looking for any positive throttle. So I turn my safety throttle switch, which is this bottom one, to on. And then if you look at the time and the throttle stick, the timer will start anything above 0. So if you look, the timer's counting down. At full throttle, it's going to go normal 1 second. But anything down from there is going to be proportional. So at half throttle, it'll go at a 0.5 second rate. This is going to be what I'm going to do when I go for my first flight. The timer's not going to do anything, but just beep, beep, beep when it hits 0. It's a countdown timer. But what's neat is just, with no gas, the timer stops. And you're not consuming any milliamps other than, your radio's receiver and if you have a light kit. So that's the timer. The other thing I want to show you is the switch right here. It's a 3-position switch, and I rigged it with my flaps. In the second position, normal is just all the way up, and in the very bottom position towards me is differential thrust. So imagine that I'm in differential thrust all the way down, and then you can look at this bar graph, and you can see my two throttles are tied to one motion. So 2 ESCs. All right. All right, so those will go up together. Now, if you look with the switch down, if I do a rudder movement, I want to show you that the thrust changes on just one motor. The top left of the bar graph is the actual rudder. It's moving left, it's moving right. Well, as you give it gas, so there's me giving gas about halfway, okay? You can see that the 2 throttles are just past 0 or past center. And I'm just going to give it a little bit more gas, and I'm just going to move the rudder to the left. You can see that the proportional throttle on one motor is going up more than the other one. And the same thing if I go to the different direction. So what that does is that mix will give you differential throttle only when this is in the down position. Any 2 up, it's not. So your throttle's staying the same. Your rudder's the only thing that's moving when you go left and right. And the same with the other switch. Well, the second switch, I actually have the flaps. Now this model doesn't have flaps. It has just your traditional ailerons. And what I'm going to do is show you how the elevator is going to compensate with the flap movement. So let me power up the model. There we go. We got power. And here's our thrust, normal thrust. Okay, off. Now, the flaps, all I'm going to do is put that one switch into the middle position. Watch the ailerons. They go down really slow. Both are down. So that's going to tend to make your airplane actually go down. So I compensated with the elevator. Can you see? So this will have to be in a flight mode where I get to test all this. But if you put it in the normal position, which is the switch all the way up, this will return. And it's just normal ailerons. One up, one down. No rudder and no elevator changing. So, again, flaps. And the ailerons work normal. Even though both are down, if you turn left, one will go up past that flap position. I'm setting all my limits later. So that's full right. And then you can see that that's already compensated for the back, the elevator. So when I go back into like the normal flight mode, those change back to normal. So the timer is going down based off throttle. Full throttle, it's a normal timer. Timer stops when you're not using any gas. And then, so the differential throttle switches all the way down, so that's, I'm on the water. Give it a little gas. Give it right throttle, rudder. Give it left throttle. No throttle. And then, so that mode, I'm on the water and I can use the wash of the props to help me assist in turning. Okay, that's it.